Hello folks, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods, and today we are here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location to go over this newest addition to our inventory. So what we have here is a 1998 Chevrolet Corvette, the Pace Car edition here. Obviously here, it's done in the, they kind of called it maybe one of two different colors here, the Pace Car Purple or the Radar Blue, and that's what we'll go with here. This would be the factory color, factory, scheme here with all the decals and so forth on the car, exactly how this car would have come from the factory. It does show a little bit of paint imperfections and so forth around the car. I'll try to do as best as I can to point out most of those, but keep in mind the key thing here with a car like this is not only are you buying a Corvette, you're also buying a piece of like motorsports memorabilia here, because again, this was the Pace Car edition and they only made, I believe it was 1,193 of these cars, so this is going to be one of a very small run that they did of these cars here, which makes these cars worth a little bit of money to somebody to have one and have be a collector of a car like this. So again, done here in our Radar Blue here with the Indianapolis Pace Car decals here. Again, all the decals on the hood, fenders, down the doors and so forth here, and up the quarter panels. This is the decal kit that this car came with. Again, the 82nd Indianapolis 500. It even has the date on there, May 24th of 98, the official Pace car. All of your decals are correct for this car. Now, as far as the wheels and tires go in the car, again, these are the factory wheels that would have been on this car. You've got the 5-spoke aluminum wheel here, painted to match the scheme of the car, the yellow painted wheels here. These are 17-inch wheels on the front and then 18-inch on the back. That's how these cars came. And as far as the tires go, we've got a 245/45/17 back here, or up here on the front of the car, and then we've got a 275/40 ZR18 on the rear. Tread on these tires is in great shape, and once we go underneath the car, you'll be able to check that out a whole lot better here. Now this car is power brakes also. You've got disc brakes on all four corners, and yes, you can see the calipers with the Corvette on them on the fronts here, and on the backs again disc brakes here, but you got more of your traditional disc on the rear of the car. Now, as far as panel fitment, alignment, and so forth like that, really no issues whatsoever on this car as far as that goes. Again, your gaps and so forth all remain nice, tight here. All of your elevations are great on the doors here. And again, body lines all the way around all match up really, really well on the car. The condition of the decals here on the door are in great condition. You've got the color matched mirrors here. Again, these are going to be power or remote, so you can adjust those from inside the car. The paint on those mirrors is in really good shape. The glass in the mirror is in great condition too. You can see your side glass here on the driver's door, slightly tinted, no chips, cracks, or scratches on the glass. Of course, convertible top on this. This would be the factory top here, and done in black here, and again, it is in good condition. Looks really nice, no rips, tears. All your stitching is all in very good condition here. And as far as your rear window here, this is glass, and it does have the defroster in the window too. So again, you're going to be able to clear those hazy windows up if you ever need to. Let's open our door up, take a look inside. So this is the interior, the way it would have come from the factory. Two-tone seat upholstery there. You've just got the front buckets there with the yellow and black leather upholstery upholstery. The seats are power on the driver's side here. As far as the center console, you can see that's all intact and in good condition. You do have the button on there for the active handling on there. Of course, you've got the automatic shifter there for your 4L60E 4-speed automatic shifter. The stereo system in this car, you do have the Delco AM FM CD player with the Bose sound system in here. So again, it's going to have a really good sound. And you've got the dual climate controls too for inside the car, so that they can be individually adjusted for both the driver and the passenger on this car. Again, everything in here is all power. So power mirrors, power door locks, power windows and so forth. You've got the factory dash and instrumentation, which is all in great shape. Steering wheel and so forth, cruise control. You've got your wipers there up on the switch. All of your carpeting in here too is in great shape. No rips, tears, or fading there. Of course, the seats will show a little bit of wear on those, but again, fairly in good shape here for a car from 1998 that only has just a shade over, or under, I should say, 36,000 miles on this car. Door panels are in great condition on this vehicle. All of your weather stripping and your seals and so forth, all the way up around where your side glass all seals, and down around your door here for your weather stripping. All of that is in great shape. All of your decals and so forth from the factory are still all intact on this car. We'll go ahead and close this side up. And we'll take a look at the other side too when we get there. Of course, you've got your fuel fill door right here. Now, again, trying to point out everything here. Just in this side here, we've got a small crack here in the plastic with the decal being torn just a little bit there. But again, all of the rest of it is all in great shape. Even the little Indianapolis Motor Speedway decals back here. Now, as far as the rear section of the car, so you've got your rear trunk or cargo area right here. Again, you can see gaps and so forth on that are all very nice and tight. Got just a few paint imperfections right below the convertible top there. A couple little chips, it looks like, on the trunk lid here, as well as another little imperfection just right down next to the decal there on the trunk lid. Of course, you've got your Corvette cross flags, emblems, and badging back here on the trunk. The glass on the rear of the car is in great shape. All your taillight lenses, all in great condition too. There's no chips or cracks anywhere in there. All your taillights, again, are all nice and clear. You've got the Corvette inlays here in yellow that are in great condition also. Again, you got your backup lights down here next to where the license plate mounts. Those lenses are in great shape. And if you look all the way down below, you've got those quad tips there for your exhaust that poke out from the all original exhaust, 2.5-inch piping all the way back through, and that does include the factory catalytic converters, as well as the factory mufflers are still on this car. Now we'll go ahead and open up our trunk so you get to take a look at the inside of that. So let's raise that up. And again, it is strut assist there, so it's not going to go anywhere. Again, the underside of your trunk here done in black. Inside here, of course, all your seals and weather strips here are in excellent condition. No rips or tears in any of that. All your upholstery inside the trunk is in great shape. You've got a couple areas in here that are strictly for cargo. You can flip open the latches and put whatever you want inside. Then you do have a compartment right over here that does contain what I believe is the CD changer for your stereo system. So that's all back here. Of course, you've got the floor mats here too, with the Indianapolis 500 all embroidered on those as well. Your water channels, rain gutters, and so forth are all intact here as they should be. All your trunk hinges and so forth, latches and such, all working as they should. That is the trunk. Let's go ahead and close that, and that closes nice and easy. Obviously, this car is going to have a power antenna on it, so whenever you power up the radio, that's going to go up so you can get some better reception. As far as the paint body over on this side, I have gone around the car and looked at it real quickly. Everything looks good over on this side of the car here. The paint nice, smooth, and shiny on this side. Decals are all in great condition on this side. Wheels, tires, we've already been around those and over those, so you can just kind of check out the condition on those in our photos and so forth. They are in good condition. Glass on this side now, the passenger side, same thing, slightly tinted, no chips, cracks, or scratches on the glass. Your mirror over here, the paint is in good condition there. The mirror itself, the glass, in great shape too. And again, as I mentioned before, your gaps, elevations, and so forth, all very nice on this car. Let's go ahead and open our door up from the passenger side now and take a look there. And again, the seat upholstery, as far as what I can see there, no rips or tears anywhere. Of course, you do see, your normal wear. Again, the car has, has been driven, and I'm sure people have sat in the passenger seat to enjoy the ride. But again, everything here, no rips, tears, or fading in the carpeting. The dash itself's in great shape. Factory instrumentation. You've got your e-brake handle there too, right to the side of the center console. Just everything in this car, as far as what it is in really good condition. Your door panel, again, over on this side, in great condition. There's no splits, no cracks anywhere. Very nice shape there. Same thing with all of your weather stripping and seals. No rips or tears, all good and solid, nice and soft all the way around. Close that side up. Again, convertible top on this side, all of our seams, all of our stitching and so forth, all in great shape. There's no rips or tears anywhere on this convertible top. As we start working our way around, of course, we've got the Corvette banner at the top of the windshield there, and that's all in great shape. Your windshield itself, no cracks or chips, nothing like that, no scratches on the windshield. Of course, you've got the factory wiper arms, blades are in great condition too. And then we'll work our way around now to the front of the car. So as far as the front of the car goes, surprisingly enough, not too bad a condition up here as far as like chips and so forth. Very, very few up on the very front of the car. Again, you've got the Corvette inlays here on that, I guess what you would consider like your plate cover up front here. Got the cross flags, badging here also. Of course, it's a Corvette. You've got the flip up headlights, and again, your hood itself all fits very nice. The decals on the hood are in great shape. Just one small imperfection, blemish there on the paint, and it would be right between those two decals. Everything else other than that all looks to be in very good shape here. Just, again, it's, a little bit of an older paint job. It's the original paint job on the car. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and pop open our hood, and then we can start discussing the actual drivetrain of the car. So of course, the hood popper is inside the car. It does work as we raise this up. Again, strut assist here, so it's not going to go anywhere. The underside of the hood here, you've got the hood insulation, the stock or factory hood insulation. You can see those Corvette, the cross flags, all embossed there in the insulation there. Other than that, again, everything doesn't look too awfully bad there. Now, as far as the engine goes, this is the original numbers match motor for this car. It is a 5.7 liter LS1 350 Chevy motor here. You can see it's got the composite valve covers, the composite intake on it as well. This is all factory stuff here. Of course, you got your air intake there with your Corvette cross flags there on it as well, pulling air from the front of the car. Now, besides what we can physically see here on the motor, everything is pretty much all stock as far as this car goes. Behind this, as I mentioned with the interior there, it is an automatic transmission. It's the 4L60E 4-speed automatic transmission, and then it's got the factory rear end in it. It is a 342 gear with the POSI unit in there. Of course, performance car is going to have a POSI unit. Power steering, as I mentioned earlier, power brakes, disc all 4 corners, so it's going to steer good, brake good, and of course with that LS1 350, it's going to run good too for you. As far as all the other stuff, as I mentioned, the exhaust is all stock here. The 2.5-inch factory exhaust with the cats and the mufflers, all original to this car. And that's, I mean, there's really not a whole lot more to really go over with a car like this. As I mentioned, just a shade under 36,000 miles. And again, a limited production number of, I believe, just 1193, I think was the number on that. So with that said, I mean, there's really not a whole lot more that we can go over with this car other than getting it up on the lift and going over the condition of everything on the underside and then firing it up. As I always go over with you folks there, depending on where you're viewing this video from, I always recommend that you view our company website, www.hanksters.com. That way you'll get to see upwards of about 100 photos of this car, just everything about it. Top side, underside, inside, engine, trunk, you name it. There's going to be pictures there. You're also going to see the retail pricing there. That is going to include enclosed shipping to anywhere within the contiguous 48 states. It's also going to include the Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. If you have any questions on how that works, I just recommend you give us a call, shoot us an email or a text, and we'll be glad to explain that for you. And accessories, that's the only other one I ever go over with you folks. If there were anything at all that you would want to change or have added, by all means, you know, hit us up with the phone call, email, or text. Let us know what that is. We'll be glad to work with you and get you pricing on parts and labor and the amount of time it would take to do certain jobs there. So with that said, we'll go ahead and take a moment to close this all up. We'll get it on our lift here and we'll go through the complete underside with you next. Hello folks, so here we are back in our shop here. We've got our 98 Corvette pace car here up on the lift. So we're going to go through this just as we do all of our other vehicles. Now this vehicle here, as you notice here as we go back through it, really not a whole lot to really go over, but we'll try to elaborate as much as what we can, because again, this car is pretty much a flat bottom car. Everything's all closed up underneath here, you know, aerodynamic purposes and so forth, just to keep the air going through underneath it here. So but we will point out every single thing that we can, and if at the end, if you got any questions, obviously reach out to us by phone, email, or text, and we'll be glad to help you with those questions. So starting here at the front of our 98 Corvette pace car, we've got that front air dam here, the plastic air dam, and it's all in good shape. I don't see where it's really rubbed anything through its life. Looks to be good and solid here, all attached as it should be. Back behind that then, we've of course got the stock or OE style radiator in here, and that is nice and dry across the bottom here. All of our lines and so forth, those are all dry, no leaks, drips whatsoever. Of course, we've got that dual electric puller fan underneath here that we can see from the bottom side, and again, those shrouds and so forth are all very nice. There's no cracks or anything in any of those plastic shrouds. As we come back a little further, as far as the suspension goes, we'll start kind of with that. This has the 3/4 inch sway bars on both the front and the rear as well. The sway bar bushings at your frame, as well as the sway bar end links out here at the ends, those are all in good shape. Of course, the rest of the suspension is your standard Corvette suspension, all of which is in really good condition here. As far as the brakes on this car, it is power brakes, disc all the way around, all 4 corners. And then as far as the steering, again, of course, with a Corvette, you're going to expect it to have power steering, which it does. This does have 17-inch wheels on the front, 18s on the back, and these are the factory, I think they're a 5-spoke, let me look there, yeah, factory 5-spoke aluminum wheel here for that pace car edition, and they are painted yellow. Obviously you saw that from our walk around video. The back sides of the wheels all look good. All of your brakes and so forth all have been checked over, ball joints and such on the suspension all checked over and all in good shape here. And as far as our tires go, you can see now with it up in the lift the condition of the tires, the tread on those. Again, the fronts, these are 17-inch wheels, and they're a 245/45 R17 tire on the front. When we get to the rear, I'll go over those wheel sizes and tire sizes there also. Now, right here in the middle here, we'll start to talk about our drive line, which, by the way, again, is the all original numbers match motor here. This is that 5.7 liter LS1 350 cubic inch Chevrolet motor. Behind that, we've got the 4L60E 4-speed automatic transmission. Now, everything on the bottom side of our motor here, as far as oil filter, oil pans and so forth, your transmission, the transmission lines, all of that stuff, that is all nice and dry, free from any leaks whatsoever here. So nothing dripping underneath this car, good and dry. Again, you can't see a whole lot of everything underneath here because, again, you've got all your heat shields up in here that kind of prevent us from seeing the overall transmission and so forth here. But what we can see of it, nice and dry. Obviously, you see our exhaust here. Now, this is going to be all the factory exhaust here. So again, full 2.5-inch exhaust. You've got your factory cats here, your factory catalytic converters going all the way back, and now you can't see them right now, so we'll check them out when we get back there. But it's got the original mufflers, and then of course it's got those quad tips back there for the exhaust to finish everything out. As I said there before, it's all kind of a closed bottom car, flat bottom, so not a whole lot here that you can see other than just everything that is here is obviously good and solid all the way back through this entire underside of the car. Again, all of your heat shields are all in place as they should be. Your rocker panels are all good and solid. Now again, you will see obviously a little bit of scraping here on our rockers, but again, as you are very well aware of, these cars do sit super low. So if there's any time at all that you maybe load the car on a trailer, possibly a speed bump, anything like that, that just has a little bit of height to it, you always want to be very, very careful with a car like this because, again, they sit so low that you could possibly scrape. As I said, exhaust all complete, all your O2 sensors and so forth, those are all installed as they should be. Again, coming back here to the rear of the car, the rear differential, that is your stock OE differential, a 342 gear in here. It is a POSI unit in here. Of course, you've got that transverse mounted leaf here, just like you do on the front suspension, all of your bushings and so forth, where it runs through all of your bracketry, bolts, hardware and everything all in great shape. Of course, your control arms here on the rear of the car, those are all in great condition too, ball joints, bushings and so forth. Telescoping axles back here from the differential are all in good shape. Your boots are all intact, no rips or tears out there at the ends. Again, disc brakes back here as well. All of which are in good condition. The wheels now back here, slightly different size. Instead of 17s like so on the front, you do have a set of 18-inch wheels back here. Same thing though, they are that yellow painted, the Pace Car Edition wheel, the 5-spoke aluminum wheel. And then tires back here are a 275/40 ZR18 back here. And again, you can see the tread on these, they are in excellent condition. And back here a little bit further, now you'll see those mufflers. Again, these would be the the factory mufflers for this car. Of course, you've got your tailpipes coming out, and as I explained just a little bit ago, you've got these quad tips here, the quad chrome tips coming out the back right there in the center of your car. And again, like I mentioned, that sway bar back here, again, a 3/4 inch sway bar bushings and so forth, all in good shape, shocks and all in good condition too on the car. And this does have, I believe what Corvette said, or called the active suspension on the car. So all of that is pretty much everything that we see underneath here. Like I said, not much to really go over. As you can see, everything's all closed up underneath here. So with that said, we're all done with the underside. We're going to go ahead and drop this car now to the floor, and then we'll go ahead and open up the hood. We'll fire that motor up just so you get to hear what that LS1 motor sounds like with this stock OE exhaust.